Good morning and welcome to Living Waters. I'm Pastor Bob and I have the pleasure of sharing the announcements with you before we get started with our worship this morning. A couple of things you need to know every week here at Living Waters is that we have Bibles that are available at the back right-hand corner of the sanctuary. So if you don't have one, we'd love it if you'd pick one of those up. You'll get a chance to follow along as we read the scriptures this morning in worship. Also, you probably got a bulletin, and there is a nice and easy little tear-off sheet that you can take and tear off and put in the offering plate if you want to share a little bit of information with us, or if you want information about any of the ministries that are going on at other times during the week. Like Jordan said last week, worship isn't just about the hour that we're here now, but much more about how we live this out in our day-to-day lives. And here at Living Waters, we try to create a few places where you can do that, where you can engage your faith more deeply. Our youth have a lot of those places. One is that there's going to be a retreat to Red Willow Bible Camp coming up in the next couple of months. If you want information for that for our high schoolers, you can stop at the information table on your way out the door. There are registration forms and a little bit more about what's going to be happening as our high schoolers get away for a weekend and begin to spend a little time with God and see what it looks like to live in community with one another. Another thing that our middle and high school students do is called Homeless and Hungry.
There are other people who are going to bed hungry, and I don't think that anyone deserves to go to bed hungry, and I don't think that anyone deserves to stay on the streets in a box.
It is estimated that roughly 1,000 people are homeless on any given night in the Fargo-Moorhead area. In 2006, a youth-driven annual event, Homeless and Hungry, was launched to try and change that.
Homeless and Hungry for me has meant a lot more than just a weekend. It's about a lifestyle. It's about understanding exactly who it is on that corner, who it is in that shelter.
The donations and the money that we raise are going to run out. But the change that happens inside of the participant is what really matters, because their eyes are open to the problems of our society and they realize that you have the power to make a difference. What Homeless and Hungry is really about is changing it from, oh, it's so sad that some people are hungry, to, I love this person and so I'm going to help them.
Homeless and Hungry participants simulate homelessness by going without food or shelter for 24 hours. The only dwelling allowed is a cardboard box. Each volunteer raises donor support for their endeavor, as well as participates in a food and clothing drive.
Not everybody is as fortunate as I am, and it's not necessarily their fault.
Homelessness isn't something that happens overnight. Most of these folks have used up their jobs, their savings, their insurance, even their friendship.
It really breaks my heart to see children that they don't know if they're going to eat again. They don't know, where they're going to be sleeping, and it just breaks my heart.
It kind of just helps you realize the reality of this world and how scary it can be if this could happen to you.
Since 2006, over 3,500 homeless and hungry participants have invested over 120,000 hours, collected over 155,000 pounds of food, and raised over $800,000 to support local service agencies.
Homeless and Hungry for me was definitely life-changing. I remember we gathered all the food and hygiene items and clothes, and I remember helping this one lady. She was looking for some clothes, and I asked her, "Can I help you with something?" And she said, "Yeah, can you just find me something warm?" And I just was, wow, that's something that I will never forget.
Homeless and Hungry has changed my viewpoint, and it's even changed my heart. It's made it more loving and open to others.
We're in this together. Everybody either wins or loses, and it's important that we understand that together is the only way that we can win.
Support, be inspired, and show your love for those who need your help.
Homeless and Hungry is an event for our middle and high school students. If you're interested in more information, you can see Hope Johnson, who is our worship leader and our youth minister, or you can get information out at the information table after worship. A couple other things that are going on. We have 2 starting point groups that are kicking off here in the next couple of weeks, one on Thursday mornings and the other on Tuesday evenings. If you are new to church, if you are coming back to faith after being away for a time, if you have questions about who God, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, any of these people are, if you just have never had a place to ask the burning questions that you have, we'd love it if you'd come be a part of Starting Point. You can sign up. There are registration forms today that are out on the information table, so you can sign up, leave your name, phone number, and email address, and we'll get a hold of you and get more details to you. These are 9-week classes that assume no knowledge. So if you've never been to a Bible study and you're scared that you're not going to know, we ask a lot of questions, and we're just curious to find out what we're learning together as we bring the knowledge that we share. It's a place to get to know what it feels like to be a community together and to be able to study the Bible together. Also, the group When God and Cancer Meet will be beginning on Wednesday evenings. If you've been a cancer caregiver, or if you're somebody who has been diagnosed with cancer or has survived cancer and wants to talk about how your Christian faith intersects with this disease that seems to be so prevalent among us, we'd love it if you'd be a part of that. Yvonne Timian is the person to contact. There's information in your bulletin, and they will be meeting on Wednesday evenings at 7 o'clock just across the field at Edgewood Vista. If you're interested in being a part of that, there's also a registration form for that at the information table. When we meet on Sunday mornings here at Living Waters, in any given month, it takes over 100 volunteers to make our ministries happen. That's a lot of coordination, and sometimes it can feel like a lot of confusion. And I know a number of you have told me that you're a little nervous to help out because you don't quite know how things are organized. We would love to have you be a part of some teams we're forming called the Ushers teams. We have already recruited 25 of the 60 ushers we've needed, but we need a lot more help, especially people who are willing to be a part of one service a month or one service out of every 6 weeks at the 11 o'clock service. If you're willing to be a part of the usher team, please sign up on the information table. Finally, welcome to worship. We're glad you're here. And so if you would you stand with us in worship as we begin to celebrate God's love together?